It was so important for us to acknowledge and remember the tremendous sacrifices our Wisconsin, Hispanic, and Latino veterans. We honored their dedication and we honored their service to both the state of Wisconsin and the United States of America. It's also about their families, answered the call of duty, and also paid the heavy weight of their sacrifice to our nation. This resolution is deeply personal. My late husband, Andres Velez Moreno, he was one of those brave soldiers. He was a proud American who served our country with honor and distinction in the U.S. Army 1st Cavalry. In addition to that, it is so important at a time like this. We have seen all these negative images and false narratives about the Latino community. It was wonderful to see the Assembly and the state recognize and acknowledge Hispanic and Latino Americans because we have served in U.S. military conflicts since the Civil War, and we continue to do so with honor and distinctions. It showcases and it shows people parts of our community that remind all of us of our shared values like service to community in our country. From here, my hope is that we take a look at legislation allowing people who have DACA status to be licensed in our state for different occupational licenses. I believe that the time is now to make that change, and I'm hopeful that we will see that happen in the near future.
There has been other efforts, Sylvia, on the Hispanic caucus to consolidate an honor to these Latino veterans. What is the difference in between the two efforts, and what is your point of view on this resolution that you have accomplished with a group of your colleagues?
Yes, I think, it's been my experience in the House to start off with a great bipartisan group of people from the very beginning. And I would like to thank Representative Kurtz, Representative Rodriguez, Representative Rivera Wagner, Senator Cabral Guevara, and Senator James and myself put out the resolution initially. And usually when you start with a bipartisan group, you hope to attract bipartisan support. I took that approach in this resolution because I know that's the way things should be done, and they get done a lot better when you start by bringing everyone, together.
About the preservation of Hispanic veterans narratives at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum, what specific funding or programs will you observe, will expand the collection, will provide access and public awareness about the Latino veterans' oral histories?
Well, in Wisconsin, there are over 8,500 Hispanic and Latino veterans. We also have served in U.S. conflicts since at least the Civil War. Also, Hispanic veterans in Wisconsin appear in oral history collections at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum, where they have preserved the service narratives and families' histories of Hispanic and Latino Wisconsinites. I have always, and I will continue to be supportive of any efforts to improve conditions for mental health, housing, and any other addiction services needed, and any education services needed for our veterans, in any way we can support them.
The resolution highlights the high rate of service, 19.5% nationally. How will you use this statistic to elevate the distinct needs that Latino veterans are facing within the Assembly Committee on Veterans and Military Affairs moving forward? My
concern is for all of our veterans in our state and certainly in our country. And a large amount of that, almost 20%, is Latino and identify as Latino. We have the shared values, but we also have a lot of the shared problems with the rest of the population in our state that serve our country. So coming together and fixing the problems that we all share is where we need to start working things together going forward.
What will you tell our community, our Latino community, and our audience about how to participate, how to be involved in efforts like yours for these veterans and their families, Sylvia?
I think it's important to make sure that you get to know who your legislator is all across the state, not only your state legislator, but your county board supervisors, your aldermen, to let them know that you have a voice, that you're at the table, you're paying attention to the stuff that they're working on. And you can do that in many different ways, sending emails, phone calls, going to community meetings, being engaged in your local community, wherever you are in the state of Wisconsin. There are Latinos and Hispanics all across our state, and just regular people who care about their neighbors and their friends and their families. And all together, we can make the difference for a better quality of life for all of us.
Sylvia, how do you feel after being successful, moving some assembly bills? How do you feel on how you are moving forward?
Thank you for the question. I feel excited about the future. I think that there's a lot of possibilities and opportunities. You know, all of us together, we can find the common ground, we can work together. I really have hope that things are going to work out for the better for all of us. We just have to keep remembering that we're all in this together and work together and talk to each other.
Sylvia, these are very difficult times for the Latino community. We all are being targeted for a very negative federal forces, including mostly immigration, but there is also an environment of racism and hate. What do you hear in the assembly, in your work, in your daily work?
I think that people are relating more to our community, and we have to continue to talk to people and share who we are so that people can see that we are just like everyone else and we're a part of our communities. We contribute. We love this country. We love our communities, and we are people of faith, and that we're hardworking, and we care a lot about our neighbors, and we're your neighbors too. So my hope is that people can see the humanity in all of us.
There are rallies where the general communities, we're talking about other races, other groups, support the undocumented. What is your reaction to this positive embrace that the general community is given to Latinos?
I think it's a sign that people are remembering our humanity, and that we're remembering that we need to care for each other. And so for me, it's a hopeful sign, and I hope it continues.